Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to Swasti Vaatika, the garden of wellness. We hope that you are having a fruitful Sharad Navratri. Last night, Movina ji described the beautiful form of Maa Brahmacharini, the devoted goddess who performed severe penance to be reunited with her beloved, Lord Shiva. As Brahmacharini Devi represents the dedication, the devotion, and the determination that allows a person to achieve one's goal, tonight we shall witness Maa's next divine form, known as Chandraghanta Devi. But before we delve into this beautiful story, please join me in a prayer to Maa Durga. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. On the day of the wedding of Parvati and Shiva, Parvati was beautifully dressed to be wedded. All of the gods who arrived as guests were also beautifully decorated to witness the divine wedding. Parvati's mother, Meena, was standing at the door of the house to welcome Lord Shiva. When news came that the bridegroom's procession was close by, everyone that was there began to celebrate the arrival of Shiva. King Himavan and Meena began adorning each other, impatiently waiting for the groom. They rejoiced at the sight of seeing Brahma, Vishnu, and all of the other devatas accompanying Shiva. However, when they began to unveil Shiva, everyone began to run for their life. Poor Meena fainted in terror when she saw Shiva's appearance. His wedding attire was skin of the tiger, and he had a snake as a necklace. He had ash smeared all over him, and his unkept hair was in matted locks. He sat on top his Vahana, Nandi, the bull. His Ganas too were looking ferocious, accompanied by ghouls, goblin, and ghost, and all of demons. Meena could not bear the horrible sight and lost consciousness. Was it a bridegroom's procession or the army of death coming? Shiva did not distinguish between his followers. He is worshipped by both devatas and danavas, who wholeheartedly wanted to join their Lord were welcome to do so. He is as comfortable in beautiful places like the mountains and forest as he is in places like the cremation grounds. In time, it is said that the maidservants arrived and helped Meena to regain her consciousness, and Meena began to cry and scream in terror. Shiva is mounted on a bull, she said. His food is poison. He has matted hair and the serpent king Vasuki garlanding his neck. He is called Pashupati, the lord of animals, Bhutnath, lord of ghosts. How can he acquire such importance to you? She speaks to Parvati. O Parvati, is it not obvious it is a consequence in marrying Shiva? Did you do severe penance to get such a horrible husband like this? To think that Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, has made you so beautiful. How could you have such sense to give such a raving lunatic as a husband to you? Parvati recognized Shiva's nature and divinity, and she loved the ash-smeared Shiva as much as any other version of him. She saw his divine beauty on the inside, not just as the outer appearance. Dear devotees, we can wear all of the amount of makeup that we want, but true beauty is not in the face, but beauty is a light in our hearts. It's our inner beauty that lasts forever. Parvati saw Lord Shiva's divine beauty no matter what form he took. She saw the radiance in his supreme bliss. But in order to calm down all of the guests and her mother Meena, who insisted that Shiva be fittingly dressed for the wedding, Parvati needed to show Shiva the need to be dressed as a groom. That moment, Parvati then transformed herself from a young woman to a charming divine force. She had the form of 10 arms and 3 eyes. She held different weapons in her arms, such as the mace, a sword, the bow and arrow, and a trident, while riding her tiger. This form became known as Chandraghanta. Since Parvati's husband Shiva adorned his matted hair with Chandra, the moon, Parvati also adorned her forehead with the moon that looked like a bell. This divine married form of the goddess was known as Chandraghanta, since Chandra means moon and Ganta means a bell. Seeing this charming divine force of Parvati, Shiva was inspired and also transformed himself into a beautiful groom. This form of Shiva is known as Chandrasekhar. Once Shiva was fittingly dressed, Meena was now satisfied. The wedding between Shiva and Parvati could finally take place. Then a vow was taken between the two, Shiva and Parvati. It says, "We shall share love, share the same food, share our strengths, as well as share the same taste. We shall be of one mind. We shall observe the vows together. I shall be the Samaved and you the Rigved. I shall be the upper world and you the earth. Wherever you stay, there I shall also stay. Wherever you dwell, I will always be by your side. I will never become tired from my beloved or from our love. All present here are witnesses that I have offered myself to you completely and eternally. I will always give you my respect. Your desire will be the most important goal of my life. I will never consider you an inferior to me. You will always be with me as my partner, as I with you. Together we are Ardhanarishwara, just as heat and fire are inseparable. As Sita relates to Ram, Lakshmi to Vishnu, and Radha to Krishna. One side is action, and one side is inspiration. And through that unity, a more wholesome way of life can be lived. Dear ones, let us also emanate such love and beauty in our lives as well. On the 3rd day of Navratri, Devi Chandraghanta is representation of supreme bliss and inspiration to all. It is said, by just receiving her blessings, all sins, all sufferings, and bad energies are eliminated from her devotee's life. Let us also be inspired by this story of Chandraghanta and Shiva to be more beautiful, not only on the outside, but let us find that beauty on the inside as well. To stay tuned to this series of stories glorifying the different forms of Goddess Shakti worshipped during Sharad Navratri, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We hope that you have enjoyed and will be back to join us tomorrow. Jai Mata.